Hello everybody and welcome back to the Dragon's Library. So today, Solar Opposite Season 4 just came out recently and I decided to talk about it. Now for those of you who don't know, this show is a Hulu original series created by Justin Roiland and Mike McConaughey. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The show is a sci-fi comedy similar in vein to Rick and Morty or Star Trek Lower Decks. It follows four aliens, Corvo, Terry, Jesse, and Yumulak, who crash and land on Earth after the destruction of their homeworld. They are forced to live on Earth while waiting for an alien creature called the Pupa to mature and terraform the planet for their new homeworld.
He crashed on Earth, stranding us on an already overpopulated planet. That's right, I've been talking this whole time.
Now, as some of you are aware, Justin Roiland was charged with domestic abuse earlier in the year. These charges were dismissed in March of 2023, but by that point he had already been dismissed from his active projects, including Rick and Morty and Solar Opposite. In both shows, Roiland was not only a writer, but also a voice actor. He voiced both Rick and Morty in addition to a lot of other side characters in the show by the same name. To be honest, I'm actually dreading the new season of Rick and Morty. Solar Opposites was in a similar situation and was coming out ahead of that, since one of the main characters, Corvo, was actually voiced by Roiland and had to be recast. Before we go any further, however, let me just state that I don't support domestic abuse. I only heard the details about this case from secondary sources. Aside from what I confirmed, their charges have been dropped. I'm not going to have a discussion about Justin Roiland or whatever he's allegedly done. The case is dropped. He's not on trial anymore. And I'm here to talk about this show on its own merits because there are a lot of other people who worked on this. This new season starts with Terry putting a dart in Corvo's neck immediately and silencing him. So they pull out a malfunctioning voice-changing array that gives Corvo a British accent. There, done. Justin Roiland has been recast. The new voice change is quick and to the point, not to mention I think Dan Stevens, the new voice actor for Corvo, is a great new voice actor for the role. They intentionally choose a very different voice than trying to get a sound alike going, and it paid off well. I'm all on board with this new Corvo.
Let me try again.
No, this is working for me.
All right, chop chop, let's get a move on.
As for the show itself, it follows off on the general ending of last season, with Corvo and Terry having actual jobs now, which does pay off in some interesting, fun plot lines. However, the main show is still an excellent comedy from the previous seasons. It's mostly unaffected by any writing changes that happen beyond the scenes. Now, for all of you who haven't seen Solar Opposites before, the show is really more like 3 shows wrapped together at this point. In season 1 onward, Yumulak and Jesse start shrinking annoying humans they don't like and imprisoning them in the Wall, a massive terrarium in their bedroom. The Wall is essentially an entire self-contained plot that plays out more like a mix of Game of Thrones and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Essentially swap out the swords and dragons and stuff like that for mice and toothpicks. The initial plot followed a rebellion against a brutal regime within the Wall, and each season they introduced new twists, turns, characters, and betrayals, as the trapped humans struggle to survive. I am completely serious when I say the Wall is the absolute best part of this series, and better written than most of the shows it's parodying. This new season has the Wall divided once more, this time between a protagonist from the previous season's New Republic and a brutal religious orthodoxy that hails her stolen daughter as a religious icon. Yes, we are still talking about the comedy sci-fi show The Solar Opposites. The cult of Jesse really gets a chance to shine as the new villains in the Wall, and I think the leader of that cult made a very, very good villain. In addition, as of last season, there is a third show about a human who Terry and Corvo launched into space and who joined a ripoff Green Lantern Corps called the Silver Cops. Last season, he was betrayed and left for dead after his team framed him for the murder of a spy that was trying to catch them for some undercover shady stuff. He managed to survive and falls in with an alien gang in this new season, which was actually very entertaining to see. The Silver Cop plotline was just kind of okay in last season. I think it really started coming to its own this season. So that's an animated sci-fi comedy with both a sci-fi action drama and a sci-fi betrayal and revenge story. And they somehow managed to make all of that good with only 11 episodes to spread it all across. It's really impressive. Each story comes across as believable and cohesive to the overall world, but their tones, while at least partially humorous, because they all have to be a little bit funny, are completely different for the most part. While I do think The Wall is by far the best of the 3, that's partially just because it's so much better than anything like this that's ever been made, in my opinion. It does a very good job of writing that line between a serious, drama where people can get often brutal betrayals, and also still being like, yeah, we're using toothpicks, and unleash the mouse and that kind of thing. In conclusion, Solar Opposites Season 4 had a lot on its plate. It had to continue the plot of 3 different stories while juggling the recasting of a main character's voice actor and a creative lead and writer who helped create the show also leaving as that voice actor. That is the kind of thing that can destroy a series. Hell, it might destroy Rick and Morty, which has already had its issues after so many seasons. But Solar Opposites managed to push all that stuff out the door in the first few minutes and proceeded to continue to provide an excellent new season. I'll give this a 9 out of 10. I cannot wait for Season 5.
Solar Opposites are going on a road trip! Okay, this time Daddy got us a regular bus with almost no bombs, baby! Yeah, baby!
Moving on to the announcements, I am about to go see Blue Beetle. That review is going to be coming out soon. In addition to that, I am working on a Dave the Diver review, so look for both those in the near future. In addition, I will be reviewing the Dusk books eventually. I'm just trying to finish that one up, and we'll see what happens there. So, yeah. And finally, we come to the end card. Hello, everybody. This is the end card. Go click here on the subscribe board. Go to my channel and subscribe. Up here, we have video YouTube recommends, and then a playlist of all the stuff from this year. Check that all out, and I will see you all next time. Bye.